So I don't know if we've really delved into this previously, but it sort of ties together a lot of how they magically knew what we were up to. Our parents did a lot of snooping behind our backs and just tearing through our drawers completely unwarranted for no reason and on no pretext. So
they didn't even need a suspicion.
Yeah, it was part of the daily routine. And my story, I want to make it as concise as possible because I don't really like reliving the memories. So, I was working at Mohan's in Penn Hills, and I was still a dishwasher at the time, and I get a call. Or, no, my boss says, "Hey Ian, punch out, you gotta go." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Your dad just called, he's coming to get you, this family emergency, I guess." And I said, "Okay." And Paul has a very similar story to this about when he was picked up from his friend Chris Ritter's house. It was Jason's house. It was a very similar tactic of like false family emergency, and he didn't say anything in the car the whole car ride home for me either. But I was hip. I was like, I know what's going on. I'm in trouble over something, and I was all very tense. And I was like,
and we never thought it was an actual emergency. If there ever was, I think we would have no clue.
No, yeah, and anyway. Yeah, what they considered emergencies, even if we weren't in trouble, were ridiculous. That's a different story.
Did I tell my ink on the carpet story?
Yes.
Okay. For
sure. It's under introspection. It's not under nostalgias. Link down at the bottom. But anyway, so I get in, and so similar to Paul's story. Mom is there, Jill is there. He opens the front door when we finally get home, and he just bellows, "Get in!" And throws me into one of the, like, upright chairs, not a recliner, and starts womping on me, and it's just...
He didn't tell you what you did, he just...
No, as he was hitting me.
Okay.
As he was hitting me, he was telling me that they snooped in my... They were snooping in my drawers and found that my bank account was currently $550, whereas they were expecting it, I think, to be something like $2,000 from this job at Mohan. They were basically, they wanted me to get this job and save up money, and I don't know. Maybe I was just being irresponsible. Maybe it was never made clear. Whatever. Anyway, I had a nasty CD habit at the time. I had to buy CDs. I love music, but I'm getting beat. And so this is really just to illustrate that they snooped unwarranted and no suspicion, but that was also a hallmark battle because they were yelling at me and I was actually yelling back and being like, blah, 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 blah. And he went to hit me, and so I'm in a chair like this, and he, like, went to lay into me, and I just, like, kicked with my foot out and connected, and so that was the last time he ever tried to hit me. During a fight, oddly enough. And then I went upstairs and for some reason was like finding a bank statement or some ridiculous punishment, and I was cleaning out my paper drawer just knowing that they had been in there and snooping. I'm like, holy shit, this is horrible. And obviously they did it to you multiple times.
Yeah.
And oh my god, and then he came up and was like still continuing to like belittle and berate me, and I snapped over at him about something about how like no one in this family loved me. That was one of my big teen year fallbacks from childhood, actually, and actually still to this day that is one of my go-to.
That's more true than ever now.
Is it ever? And he just was like, had a sarcastic response, like, "Oh, don't blame us, this is your problem." So, that's how that one ended. But they snoop.